guys, it's me. This video has been a long time coming. I don't even know what I'm gonna call it yet. I just know that it's time for me to speak again. It's been a minute since I have really spoken on video. You guys see my tweets. I post all the time, but I haven't actually spoken, i.e. either through the podcast, through my talk show, or anything like that. And so I just know that God has been beating me up, and very distinctly yesterday he told me, okay, go. So that's why we're here today. I woke up this morning. Surprisingly, I don't get nervous per se to record videos, but this really worked my nerves. I have thought over and over again about how to go about recording this. I've made notes. I've done the absolute most. And I just want to speak from the heart today. I don't want it to be scripted or there's no teleprompter. I do have my phone with just some things I want to make sure that I say in this video. But overall, my prayer is that you guys realize that this is not about me. This is about God getting the glory for whatever it is he's doing in my life. I couldn't tell you what that is, but I do think that he is now using me for a different type of assignment, one that my generation needs right now. And I have to be obedient, as uncomfortable as it is, because I'm tired of sacrifice. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Whew. This video has been a long time coming. I thought this was supposed to be a life update video, but I don't think that's what this is. And before I turn the camera on today, my prayer to God was, give me the words to say, help me to articulate where I'm coming from, say what I mean what I say, so that what he wants me to say gets to the person or the people that it needs to get to. If it were up to me, I would keep going through my life, keep going through my transition without saying a peep. It would just be between me, God, and the people in my circle. But I believe that this transition that you guys have been witnessing, especially if you've been in my life or following me on social media, or you've been a client of mine, or you've experienced me in any capacity up until this point, you'll better understand the transition that has happened really over the last year. I haven't been able to articulate it until now, and even now I'm not as confident in articulating where I am in my life as I thought I would be. This video has wrecked my nerves to no extent, because I know that on the other side of this, on the other side of me posting this on the internet, my whole life's going to change. And if you're watching this, prayerfully, your life's going to change as well. I don't even know where to start. I don't know how this video is going to go. I just know that what you're seeing is me operating out of absolute obedience. 1000% obedience, because this isn't something that I absolutely want to do. But I realize that it's time. And yesterday in particular, it was almost as if God was looking me dead in my face and saying, I told you to talk, I told you it's time to speak out. I told you it's time to articulate what I have downloaded in you over the last 6 months or so. And I'm always like, you sure, God? You sure, God? Like, because I'm at a place now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to move unless he says go. I don't want to speak unless he says speak. And I'm very, very, very particular now in how I present my thoughts and my opinions, especially on the internet. And so I don't know how this video is going to go, but I do have, I literally started making notes for what I thought would be this life update video. I'm going to tell y'all the exact date. August 20th. Well, that was when I made the edit. July was when I made this note. And I thought it was just going to be a life update. I tried to, every time I felt something new or I got a new revelation, that I would write it down, you know, lessons learned to share with you guys, etc., etc. And to be honest, I'm just going to talk. I'm going to talk, and I hope that I do get across the points that I want to get across in a way where it translates, in a way where you guys understand, so that I am not rambling. So if you see me looking at my notes or grab my phone at any point, that is why. You guys know me as this entrepreneur. Y'all know I have been in business for over a decade. Y'all have seen me launch products. Y'all have seen me launch services. Y'all have seen me write books. Y'all have seen me speak on corporate stages, from Google to TD Bank. I have worked with some amazing companies in my time. To be just 34 years old, I've accomplished a whole lot on the business spectrum. And this last year of my life was different. Business, prior to this last year, during the pandemic, business picked up for me like never before. I mean, thousands and thousands of more dollars in my business. I was able to work with professionals who had the budget to pay me what my rates were. And I just felt like I was thriving. I was doing my thing. You know, it was hustle girl, all hustle girl mentality for me. And I was juggling running a business, being a mom, and at that point trying to build and keep relationships and friendships. At that point in time, dating wasn't important to me. And if you go back and you watch any interviews I've done, if you've gone back and listened to my podcast even, I know a memory just popped up a day or two ago. Remember when I did the Living Single series on the podcast, where I pretty much talked about single life and all of my thoughts at that time about being single and the nine. And that was really my life. I was consumed with work. I was neglecting my mental health. And then COVID hit, and during COVID I realized just how much I needed to take better care of my mind. I realized how many different directions I was being pulled in, but the money was good. The money was good, and I would have been a fool to turn down that money. So I was hustling. I had my boutique going. I had the agency going. I was just doing a lot. And then at the top of last year, at the top of 2021, I found myself, you know, being more open to meeting people and building relationships and dating even a little bit. And what I ended up doing was taking my eye off of my vision and off the prize, not intentionally, but I realized that I wasn't as strong spiritually as I needed to be, because within the span of a year, I allowed people around me to draw me to the darker side of life. And when I say the darker side, I mean I was a little more easily persuaded than I'd ever been. I was out, I was partying a whole lot, and not prioritizing my business, because I had been so used to the money coming and the clients. Like I literally had clients who were paying me months in advance. I wasn't necessarily worried about the money because the clients were there and they were there consistently. And I mean, the word of mouth was booming. Like, I didn't really even have to market my business like a lot of people, because a lot of my business was word of mouth and referral. So I'm like, well, shoot, I could go do what I want to do because I already got the clients, blah, blah, blah. That was my mentality. And little by little, I found myself, I was dating a person who I let perception versus reality rip me apart. Like, how I had perceived this person and who I thought this person was going to be in my life. I was like, oh God, this is you. And it wasn't him. God literally placed this person in my life to show me that, one, I needed to prioritize my spirituality. I needed to focus more on my mental health, because what was happening was and if you've experienced me, y'all know I'm really positive and optimistic and outgoing, and I'm gonna push you and I'm gonna motivate you. That's just the type of person I am. That's the type of personality I am. I'm a very positive person, and I consider myself a good person. But what ended up happening over a span of months was that this person that I was involved with, per se, they weren't in a really good place, and I thought it was my assignment to be there and to just be there for that person. And what ended up happening was that person ended up drawing me into a dark place without me even realizing it. And before I knew it, I lost motivation to do a lot of the things I was doing personally, business-wise. I was compromising more than I ever had for anyone. And I started going down a really dark path that was leading me to destruction now that I'm looking back at it. And I remember talking to a couple of my close friends and saying, I don't see the light at the end of this tunnel. Like, I just feel like I've lost motivation. I feel like I've lost my drive. And don't get me wrong, because there are times and have been times where, you know, you just lose motivation and you need to take a little break, but then you bounce right back. That's always been me. But last year, specifically, I found myself getting really just bored with my business, not really motivated to get up and go do the things that I have been doing to keep it running, to keep it flowing, and to make money. I was turning down checks. I was turning down clients at some point. And I was just confused. And I started like really talking to God and saying, look, I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know what's going on with me. But what I do know is that this don't feel good, and this does not feel right, and this does not feel like me. And I would just remember just feeling so defeated all the time. Like, I don't really know what's next. I just got to a point where I felt I didn't have my flesh wouldn't let me separate from what I was involved with. So I started praying and asking God to remove this person from my life. That began to be my prayer. And I prayed that prayer for months and months and months and months. And I could slowly but surely feel myself losing interest and losing the want to be around this person. It was almost like every time I was around this person, my anxiety would flare up, or I just noticed different triggers in me that were always activated when this person's name would come up, when this person was around, and it was just overall like bad. And so thankfully, after consistent just praying about it and really being intentional about how I was navigating breaking this thing that was on me, it happened eventually. I remember a day I prayed and I was like, Lord, if you allow me the opportunity for X, Y, and Z to happen, I will do what I know you want me to do as far as this person is concerned. And I kid you not, the next day, he allowed that same opportunity I prayed for to happen, and I was able to literally separate myself. And y'all, to be honest, ever since then, I feel like I've got my life back. I feel like I've gotten my drive back. But that's not the only thing. once I was able to truly walk away from not just this particular situation, but walk away from the feeling that I had to be the same person I was in the previous season of my life, I then started to pray and ask God to take away my taste buds for anything that was A, not good for me spiritually and mentally, but B, anything or anyone that wasn't in alignment with what was next for me in my life. That was my prayer. I was like, wipe my taste buds away, because if I were to have to do it on my own, I still go hang with the same people. I still go to the same places. I still just do what feels good to my flesh. So, Lord, I need you to wipe away my taste buds of anything and anybody that I was consuming that wasn't good for me. And of course, at first, it's a fight. It's a fight. I felt like it was so hard for me to just stop going with the motion and stop doing the same things over and over again. Like, I just literally felt like I had no control over it. And little by little, I found myself declining invitations. I found myself on Friday nights not wanting to go outside or do certain things or be around certain people. And don't get me wrong, I still do my thing, like, right? This is by no means you shouldn't do it because I'm not doing it type of talk. I'm just telling you guys what happened and how I've gotten to this place where I felt I needed to sit down and make this video. I asked him to literally show me what I was consuming. Show me the people I was around, the things I was interested in, the things that were consuming my time more. Show me what those things were and take away anything that wasn't in alignment with what my next season was. Because the truth is, y'all, I feel like I've been in this same space in business, in my personal life. I feel like I've been here for so long that growth and next level is the only way for me right now. I cannot do things how I've been doing them because I won't grow. And if I'm not growing, the people that are assigned to me, the people who watch my videos, the people who are looking up to me in a sense and look to me for something, I don't know what the something is, it's my responsibility to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to make sure that my mind is right and that my spirit is right as much as possible so that I can fulfill my responsibility on earth. So while all of this is happening, my business is slowing down. And I believe it's because of two things. I think it was my prayers being answered. God knew that the services I was offering, the way I was going about business wasn't what my next level looked like. And I remember also praying and saying, Lord, I need a break. I need a break. I want a break where my bills are going to be paid for a little while and I could just chill. And he opened the door earlier this year where I was able to literally pay up a lot of my bills and not have to work or take on as many clients. And then when that ended, business still didn't pick up. And typically in the past, whenever like I noticed the deposits were getting a little slow, I go hustle. I figure out something to launch. I sell something. I put a package together. I go out here pitching clients. I be doing the most. And I found that I didn't even have the desire to hustle. I didn't have the desire to hustle. I didn't want to go out there and just create something new to make a few dollars. But there was a peace. There was a peace, and there still is a peace in me that isn't fretting, that isn't worrying. There's a peace that is so foreign because the old me, the minute the client stopped coming or the project slowed down, I'd be in hustle mode. I'd be stressed out. Like, ask my mama. She could always tell when I was stressed out because I would get these huge, like, whelpy pimples on my face. And she'd always say, what you worried about? She could always tell when I was stressed. And it got to the point where the clients weren't coming in, the business was slow. Like, I still have like a few projects that were lingering in the background where I was like waiting on things from clients to work on, but the money was not coming in. And I wasn't worried. And somehow my bills always got paid when they needed to be paid. I was still not missing a beat. I was still able to live my life and enjoy my life. And I didn't have a clue what was going to happen next. And this is when I realized that I'm in a season where God kind of has me in an incubator where I don't really know what's next. And I'm a person that likes to plan. I am a huge planner. If I can know what I'm doing for the next 30 days, that's what I would want to do. I would want to know. And the truth of the matter is, I haven't known for the last few months. I've just been waking up every day, what they say, I'm just here with nothing but vibes. That's been me. And God has taken care of me. And I know it's because He's about to literally take me into a whole new dimension. One that I've never even thought of. And so in these last couple of months, I have had confirmation and signs and things that I need to use my mouth more. As y'all saw, I started the podcast back up, and then I stopped. And then we technically launched season 2 of Toddy Tonight in July of last year. And then that was literally when I was like really going through it. And I just couldn't pick myself up to get on camera. And then I started vlogging this year, and I was like, I'm gonna vlog consistently for the whole year. And then after my birthday was really when my birthday was in June. After June was when I was kind of in the space of, you know what, I am not going to do something or act or feel like I gotta vlog or do things that I'm not in a mental space to do for the sake of consistency. And I feel like a lot of us are doing that. We're showing up, we're online, we're launching products, starting businesses because the world and society tells us we need to be consistent or we need to push through. And a lot of times we're pushing through when we need to have a seat. And I have been in that space where I just was like, okay, God, I thought I was going to be consistent with vlogging for a year, but you told me to sit down for a couple of months, so that's what I'm going to do. And I do feel like these last couple of months where I haven't been pulling out the camera and vlogging have been so good for me. I have literally been making space in my life for the things that I want beyond business. Beyond business. Like, I don't just want the money. Like, and I had to be honest with myself. Thank God for therapy too, but I realize now, I'm 34, I want more than just the money and just the bag. I want love. I want marriage one day. I want really good friendships. I want to continue to meet people and grow friendships. I want my health to be really well, which brings me to another point. I went and had my annual checkup months ago, and I had a cancer scare where they found precancerous cells in my body. And that scared me so bad, where I was like, okay, God, I hear what you're saying. And that was nothing but Him telling me, you've run the businesses, you've done the things, you've had the success, you've done it all. It's now time for you to shift your focus and take care of your temple, your body, and make room for all the other things that I want you to have too. On the last couple of months, God has sent some really amazing people in my life, and I'm open to whatever He has next, even though I have no idea what it is. I literally don't know what's next for me. All I know is that I believe that my assignment has changed, and that it's my responsibility now for my generation to speak out on things and have conversations that need to be had, not for the sake of us securing a bag, but for the sake of us securing our spiritual walk with God and for us securing our mental health. That's what's important to me right now. And I felt the need to make this video, not to update y'all on my life, but to really drive the importance of not having a one-dimensional life, not being so focused on being relevant and being all things to everybody and being the greatest, but making sure that in whatever season you're in, that you really sit in that season and take what you need and take what's necessary in that season so that you can continue to become a better person, so that you can make sure that whatever it is you're doing, that you come out of it in the way that you need to come out of it for the greater good. But I just wanted to come on here and let y'all know that for me, business as usual will never be business as usual. I'm not the same person I was 90 days ago, and I'll never be the same person I was before. And I believe that this last year of life has taught me more about myself than if that last year of life hadn't happened, I would have never ever learned. I've known for a while that things for me were different. Y'all, when I say I shut it all down, I've shut my websites down. I took my products down. I think right now all you can get are my books on Amazon. I hadn't been out trying to get new clients. I've been working on the back end. I've been operating more on the consulting tip, you know, people wanting to create certain content, do certain things. I've been working more in the back end, but I believe in this season I have to focus on my brands, Natasha, and showing you guys what it looks like to live for a living. I don't want to go off the script just to make money. I want you guys to see what I'm living, how I'm living, and I know that's what God wants for me. I know He wants me to build wealth. This next level of wealth, this next level of influence has to come through what my real life experiences are in this new season. And as foreign as it is to me, I welcome it. Like, I welcome it. About 3 months ago, I started surrendering to not knowing what is next. And I say starting to surrender because I believe surrendering is a process. It's like healing. You don't just go through something and heal. You go through the steps. You go through the process of healing. And I started surrendering. And in these last couple of weeks, man, if you follow me on Twitter, I've been tweeting about it. I've been pretty much saying how I feel like a brand new person. I feel like I can literally wipe away everything I've accomplished, start over, and be just fine. I feel like whatever is in store for me, I'm ready for it. Even if I'm not ready for it. It's such a weird out-of-body experience that I don't even know if it's making sense to y'all. But I had to make this video because I know, and I said this at the beginning, if you've been a follower of me, if you've experienced me in any way, I know y'all have felt the transition. I know y'all have seen the change. I follow maybe now 17 people on Instagram. I literally unfollowed everybody on social media, on the platforms that I'm heavy on. And I did that because I was also over consuming other people's lives. And I don't think that that's healthy. I think that's a lot of people's problems. I think that's a lot of the underlying cause of the mental health problems that we have, is that it's okay to be inspired by people. It's okay to consume other people's lives for whatever reason you have. But I think too much of it is not healthy. And I was doing that too. And so I unfollowed people that I knew personally. I just unfollowed everybody. And so now, like, the people that I follow on social media are people who have, in this last year, have really fed me mentally, spiritually, and have really aligned with not just where I was, but where I'm going. And I am very now intentional with, like, what I say yes to and who I say yes to. Not to offend anyone, but I can't anymore. From this moment forward, the conversations I have to have more depth. The people that I'm around, the people in my circle, have to be on a mission. They have to have something that they want to accomplish. And that's really my bottom line now. And so this video isn't to get anyone's opinion, or I don't even need the feedback. This is me being obedient, and I just feel like there's somebody else out there who may be in the same season where things just aren't the same, and business for you isn't as usual, and it's okay. It really, truly is okay. I would rather be here in absolute trust in God with my life, because at this point it's with my life, than to be doing what I want to do and not have his guidance. I just can't operate like that anymore. So I just want you guys to know that of course, as much as I can, I'll take y'all on this journey, but things are just never going to be the same for me. My business is changed. And if I'm completely 1000% honest with you, I don't even know what my business is supposed to be right now. Outside of, what I'm already doing and the clients that I do have currently, I feel like this is the end of an era for Tot Spot Media in this realm. And I do believe that this season is gonna be God using my voice to change the world in some major capacity. And in order for that to happen, I had to surrender all that I was used to. I had to surrender the business. I had to surrender some people. I had to get rid of some people. I had to shut a lot down. I had to get really uncomfortable. And I realized not everybody's willing to do that. But I just want y'all to know that I'm not the same person. And if you just stick with me, I'm excited to see what's on the other side of this level of obedience. And whatever the rewards are for the obedience, I believe whoever's connected to me will also reap those benefits. So I think I think that's all I have to say. I think that's all I have to say. I think whatever I didn't say, I think whatever I didn't say wasn't supposed to be said yet, at least. But I want y'all to subscribe to my channel, of course. Comment below if you have anything you want to say. Follow me on social media. I'm primarily on Twitter, but you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. All the links will be down in the description. And for anybody that's watching this and this video did resonate with you for whatever reason, if it gave you any level of clarity, I want to encourage you to keep going. And don't get focused on what's next necessarily. Focus on where you are now. Figure out what you need to change or work on to get to the next level. And overall, just be open to whatever God is doing. Because whatever He's doing is so much better than what your plans were. I promise you that. I'm not on the other side of this yet. I don't know what next week holds, what this weekend holds, but what I do know is that because it's not in my control and it's in the person who rules the world's control, that gives me peace. And peace is something that we need to chase more than we chase the money, the fame, the clout, the influence, anything else. Like, it doesn't even matter. And so I love y'all. I thank y'all for watching this video. And yeah, I don't know when I'll be back on here, but until the next time, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, so when I do pop my head back up in here, y'all will be notified first. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Love and light.